What's up everybody, my name is Martin and welcome to a new video. So currently I am in a very beautiful environment in Germany. You can see a really amazing forest here, and it's really big. I've been driving through this forest for quite a while already, and yeah, some beautiful fields. The countryside here is just amazing, but that is nothing to where I'm gonna take you in this video, because about 5 minutes in that direction is a very special location. So let me take you there. Okay, I have arrived, and yeah, right over there is the parking, and right in front of me, now behind me, there is the concentration camp of Bergen Belsen, which is located in Germany. It was used during the Second World War, of course. It started in May 1940 and it was liberated in 1945, and it had 120,000 prisoners, of which 70,000 were killed or died here. So yeah, this is already really strange to be here. I don't think I will be talking too much in this video. I have been doing just a little bit of research. I will play some music throughout the video, and if there is anything to tell, then I will tell it. But yeah, I also want to be honoring the people that are laid to rest here. So without further ado, let's go visit this very special location. So in this building you have the bookshop and library, cafeteria and exhibition, and via this way you get to the cemetery itself. So to go to the cemetery you have to walk through this alley, and you can see there are these two massive concrete walls, which already give you a little feeling of being enclosed or being inside a prison. It's just a really strange feeling to be here. So where these trees are right now, there would be the fence, barbed wire fence, which was about 2.5 meters high, and in some sections there was a double row of barbed wire. So oftentimes there was electricity on the fence, and it ran for about 4 kilometers around the perimeter of the camp. It's so quiet here right now. So this sign says that the roll call site for one part of the camp was around here, and they held roll calls every day to count thousands of prisoners which were imprisoned here. So the prisoners had to stand in rows of 5, and they were all counted by the SS. And In the morning, it says on the sign right here, at the morning roll call, prisoners were assigned to work details. Evening roll calls were held after the work details had returned to the camp. Additional roll calls were also held, sometimes several times a day, in every kind of weather. The SS used these to make announcements, issue new orders and publicity, punish or torture prisoners. The many roll calls represented the permanent physical and psychological strain on the prisoners. Particularly sick or old prisoners and children found it very hard to stand at attention for prolonged periods. Prisoners frequently died during the roll calls. Hier ruim 1000 Tote. It says here rest 1000 dead people, April 1945. It's just a hill surrounded with blocks. And I assume people were buried beneath here. This sign right here says that this is Camp's Main Street. Camp's Main Street, a 6-meter wide sand track, was built in 1941 during the expansion of the prisoner of war camp. It ran more than a kilometer from the main entrance near the road to the last huts on the opposite side of the camp. It lay at the center of the 70-meter wide area between the huts of the prisoners of war and those for the concentration camp prisoners. This part of the camp also contained facilities such as kitchens, firewater reservoirs and food depots. The main street was under permanent watch by the guards. Camp inmates were only allowed to use it on work assignments during the day and had to be accompanied by guards. So you can see these fences on this side and right on that side, and these were the locations of hut 9 and 10. You see all these rocks right here. People have carved some numbers on them. See here 8/6/1925. Some have been laying around for a really long time already, like this one. There are more, and yeah, you can see this little edge here, which probably would be some kind of stair to enter the building. And the barracks would stretch between 16 meters wide and 80 meters long. Once upon a time, hundreds and hundreds of people were inside this building. There's actually a little hole in the ground. I don't know what's it for. Might be the toilet or a place to make some fire to keep the huts warm. Through these bushes here. So I think the buildings would stretch all the way to where the little open green area is. Right there. And once again, this would be building 9 probably. Piles of rock here. There you can still actually see some of the rocks sitting together still. Oh yeah, you can still see the blocks being put together with concrete. There isn't such a hole in this one as you could see in the other one. Probably this would be building number 8. And right here, building number 7. I'll go back to the main street. Right over there, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, all the way to the to there somewhere. Here's another stone with some information. It says Watchtower, and it tells that the all along the perimeter of the camp had these 9-meter high watchtowers, and they were manned 24 hours a day. And the guards had machine guns and binoculars, and were telephones inside the watchtowers. So as soon as a prisoner would try to escape, the other guards could be alarmed really fast. Right here, there's a drawing from a prisoner drawn in 1944 by prisoner Louis Ascher. So that gives you an idea what it would have looked like back in the days. You can also see the barbed wire fence that I was talking about earlier. Back in the direction. So you can see this hole here, and this was actually one of the water basins to put out fires. Right here you can still see some stairs. So this would be filled up all the way with water. And this big hole here, there would be a kitchen building. So as you can see, they made a maquette of the camp as it was in 1944, and you can see this road going here. There will be this road going all the way into that direction, and this would be the kitchen building. There the water bassin. And these blocks would be the huts where we're standing over there, or the barracks. And that little dot and that one and those would be the watchtowers. You can see them going all the way down there, here, all the way around the camp. And right here, this would be the main way. So going from there all the way to there. And this area would be somewhere right behind there in those woods. And I'm not quite sure, but as we're going to walk along the highway here, we should maybe be able to see some of these barracks as well. I'm not gonna visit that part because I'm kind of on a tight schedule today, which is really bad, but I'm here for work actually, so I tried to make a video in the meantime that I got time. So, and I actually put some letters over there. Right over there is number A, which would be the prisoner of war camp. B would be the concentration camp. So that would be the part where all the Jews were held, and that would be the part where most of the Soviet troops and maybe some Americans or British soldiers were held as well. I'm not too sure actually. Right there would be the entrance. By D would be the main entrance, so that would be on the end of the highway. And somewhere has to be E, which would be the gate to the POW cemetery. But I cannot figure out where E is. But I think it should have been somewhere in this direction. So that gives you an idea how the camp would have looked like. So in the forest behind here, there would be all kinds of buildings as well. And right here is how the memorial of the camp looked today. So currently we are at number 5, and you can see there the little block. That would be the water bassin again. And here there is all kinds of tree areas, and right there is a little memorial which I will visit later. And number 2 would be the Jewish memorial. And number 3, which I cannot find right now, would be the Polish wooden cross. On number 4, the documentation center. You could see me walking there through the alley. And number 5 says you are here. So yeah, right over there, the old camp and how it looks today. I guess I don't have to tell you what this is, especially if you see these stones. Oh my God. Once again, hier Ruhe, 2500 Tote. So here rest 2500 people. Here's another information stone. It says a small square was located near the perimeter fence just off the path that led to the Prisoner of War Cemetery. This was where the bodies of prisoners of war were collected before they were taken to the cemetery. Around 21,000 Soviet POWs were taken to the Bergen Belsen Stalag POW camp between July and December 1941. The Nazis were planning to use them as slave laborers. During the first months, the main camp was only a compound with a barbed wire fence and some watchtowers. There were almost no huts to house the prisoners, who had dig earthwork dens to protect themselves from the elements. The rations they were given were not enough to sustain them. The hygiene conditions were disastrous, and the Wehrmacht consistently ignored the important section of the 1929 Geneva Convention. In June 1943, the main camp was officially dissolved. Most of the prisoners had been transferred elsewhere for slave labor by then, and the SS had taken over the empty camp section in April 1943. The Prisoner of War Hospital was kept in operation until mid-January 1945. Not quite sure what this is, but I think it has something to do with collecting water. Goes in here, then turns around here. That piece is open, so I don't know what that was for. And then goes in there. And this side is a little deeper, as you can see. There's also here's a pipe, and right over there is another one, or was another one. So once again, I'm not too sure what this was, but I think it has something to do to get some water running or something. Interesting. This one, once again, is one of those prime examples of the beautiful site that you were in. And if you not would have known what was behind these trees, this could actually be a nice location for a little stroll to walk around. But knowing that there's a concentration camp memorial back there just gives this a whole nother feeling. I was in the car driving here, and especially the last hour it started to feel really strange to me, knowing that I was going to this location, you know. So we have reached the prisoner of war cemetery. Squeaky fence. As soon as you walk on here, you can see these bricks. And they all have names on them from either Russian or maybe Polish people. And it's kind of hard to see, but they have like dates on there. Oh, these are better. And this goes all the way up there, all along. So you have these stones also here. Alright, this is in German and Russian, I think. Nothing on the back. Yeah, there were Russians. It says this cross right here says that there are 8 Polish prisoners of war buried, and the names are down below on the sign. You can see that it's made into a dog tag. So it's not just Soviet soldiers who are buried here, but also Polish. Okay, Actually, it says here on the stone that there were 50,000 Soviet POWs are laid to rest here. 50,000. I'm not too sure how much people the city of Eindhoven has, but imagine that there's an entire town buried here. It's unbelievable. Not too sure, but I think that either you and me can guess what these piles are. Here are actually some pictures. On this photograph you can see Soviet prisoners pulling the cart with dead bodies of their comrades, and they're guarded by either SS or Wehrmacht. I think it's SS by this time. And in the background is the hospital's sewage treatment plant. Would be probably this thing. It's a little woodpecker. Over here. See that? Oh, he's gone. Everywhere on the terrain you can also see the ground that has been torn up, probably by wild hogs. I had to be in Bergen, which is the military facility located behind here, and I was there during the night driving on the terrain. And you can actually see the wild hogs chilling on the side of the road. Of course there were also some deer, but these are definitely traces of wild hogs. Now all over Europe you have these little brass stones which are called stolpersteinen or tripping stones, and they contain the names of Jewish people who used to live in the houses, and you can see the date of birth to which concentration camp they were deported, and the date that they died. I will do another video about that later, because it's a really interesting subject. But I wonder, I can't remember, but I wonder if in Eindhoven there will be stolpersteinen from people who were deported to Bergen Belsen, where I am right now. Brings you a little closer to them. So here's another overview of the camp. More mass graves. So we have reached the end of the camp right here. You see the red dot? This little square would be the Soviet cemetery. And right here it says the crematorium. The crematorium at Bergen Belsen concentration camp probably went into operation in the spring of 1944. The furnace for incinerating the bodies was located inside a small wooden hut, which was screened from view by a fence. Prisoner work details, most of them were carried out by men, had to bring the bodies from the huts and operate the crematorium. There is no conclusive evidence as to what was done with the ashes. During the mass deaths in the weeks before the liberation, a number of the bodies far exceeded the crematorium's capacity. The SS therefore had the bodies burned on large pyres. In the final days before the camp's liberation, no more burnings were carried out. When the camp was liberated, more than 10,000 bodies were laying around, both in the open and inside the huts. These victims were buried in mass graves after liberation. The crematorium furnace was removed when the grounds were transformed into the memorial in the summer of 1946. The grave, which is located in the crematorium's former site, was the only place here in 1964 after the survivors had found human ashes in these areas. Right here you can see a picture. It says the crematorium shortly after liberation in 1945. Already tell you what would be on that stone. Hier ruht eine unbekannte Anzahl Toter, which means here rests an unknown number of dead people. 1945. More mass graves. There one, here 2,000 dead people. There are two more in the distance. Here's another one. I think it says 3,000, I'm not quite sure how either. Even more. 5,000 people here. And it goes on. Just goes on. Over there in the distance I can see 1, 2, 3 already. Right over there 2 other, like I said. Okay, I'm gonna show you one grave of 2 famous people who were buried on this location as well. Let's go. So everybody is familiar with the story of Anne Frank, and she had a sister too. They're laid to rest right here. And as you can see in the cemetery in Colville-sur-Mer, where the Nyland brothers were buried, there's this open spot here as well. So many people come to visit this place. It's a small area here as well, with some gravestones. Let me read this one. In memory of our mother Flora Ruben, who died in Bergen Belsen, our father Samuel Ruben, who died in the last transport from Bergen Belsen, our brother Meyer Ruben, who died in the last transport from Bergen Belsen. Dedicated by Joseph, Amnon, Raphael, Guveni and their family in Israel. Here's Polish. There's actually a photo near. I saw this Dutch flag standing here. for David van Gelder, who died on the 12th of April 1944 here. Also for the family Speyer from Hengelo and the family van Gelder from Bonn, who died or were murdered in Auschwitz and Sobibor during the Holocaust. Sadly, I never get to know them. Abraham van Gelder Speer. 6th of June 2006. I actually think I started the other way around, because it says this would be the entrance to the memorial. Not that it matters. You can all these stones laying on the memorial here and on the grave and stuff. It's for people who also came to pay their respects to these to this location. Alright. I think this is a nice spot to end this video. Yeah, it really made me speechless. Just to walk around here, see all those mass graves, not just from the prisoners of war, but also from the Jewish people who are buried here. Coming by the first one with 1,000 people, then 2,500, and it just goes on and on, especially when I reach the end of the memorial. Yeah, it's mass grave after mass grave, and then you walk past the mass grave where the crematorium was, and the sign says an unknown amount of people who are buried there. Yeah, it's all because someone who thought that the Jewish people were bad, basically. So they were picked up from their houses. They did nothing wrong. They just had a religion, being Jew, and that was their price. They paid the highest price. It's very important that we never ever forget what happened in the times between 1939 and 1945. That's also why I make these videos, why I do reenactment, why I like to visit museums. I think personally it's just very important to keep the history alive. Yeah, being on a place like this makes you feel different. Well, usually I say I hope you enjoyed this video. I'm not gonna say that this time because it's not enjoyable. I hope you thought it was interesting. If you liked the video, please leave a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. And if you have any questions, feel free to ask down in the comments. And then I will see you in the next video. Bye bye.